Finally, after a time, the world caught up and AES began to be put on machines. So with Windows XP, for example, it was a big deal when Service Pack 3 came out. And I don't know if you remember it, but I certainly remember when Windows XP SP3 was introduced, and Microsoft was very big on making sure that you had SP3. Well, probably the biggest fix that SP3 had was this capability of doing AES encryption. So now these 802.11i's dreams were fulfilled. They could now finally put out the final fix. So they changed the encryption scheme from RC4 to AES encryption. You no longer needed that same IV or initialization vector because it's not used in the same way in AES encryption. However, there is one big weakness, and that is that four-way handshake. So when the handshake occurs, the password is not encrypted per se, it is hashed. There's a numeric fingerprint of that password, and it's passed across the network as a hash. Well, if somebody can capture that four-way handshake and capture that hash, now they have that number. They can take that number, they can take it offline, put it on their own systems, and brute force that thing or dictionary attack that thing until they discover the password that satisfies that hash. This is why it is so important to have a very strong password with your Wi-Fi. If you don't have a strong password, you can reverse engineer that hash and get the password out of it. And it's a very simple process to do. By the way, I should mention that there was a backwards compatible version of WPA2 that could do TKIP for those systems that were not up to snuff yet, didn't have AES available yet.